Dear President Biden, Vice President Harris, and members of the 117th Congress, as you prepare the breach of trust and heal the wounds of our humanity, the Hebrew prophetic traditions encourage you to forgo the talk of scarcity that so often accompanies calls for renewal. The biblical story of Elijah in 1 Kings 17 illuminates the challenge before you all. Elijah ministered during a time of drought and political conflict, so he knew about scarcity. After announcing to King Ahab that God was sending a drought, God sent Elijah to an impoverished widow in Zarephath. Bring me a little water. Bring me a morsel of food, Elijah said to the widow, who might have well responded, "You must be kidding." Elijah replied, "Do not be afraid. First make me a little cake of it and bring it to me, and afterward make something for yourself and your son. For thus says the Lord, the God of Israel, the jar of meal will not be emptied, and the jug of oil will not fail until the day that the Lord brings rain on the earth." Elijah had to reassure the widow that her experience of real scarcity, risk, and vulnerability did not subvert the generosity of God. This story reminds us that generosity is the key to getting through a drought or pandemic. Today, wealthy Americans sing songs of scarcity to one another and to middle class and American poor. And the lyrics run something like this: "We do not have enough jobs to allow immigrants. We do not have enough wealth for adequate wages or health care for all or decent housing." The current pandemic has unmasked disparities that only generosity can assuage. Mr. President, Madam Vice President, and members of Congress, you must focus on feeding the least of these, as Jesus said in Matthew 25, verse 45, instead of acquiescing to the self-interests of groups that benefit from and contribute to the broadened disparity in the United States. In this time of pandemic and panic that sings songs of scarcity, I encourage you to sing a song of God's promise and generosity that will see us through this drought and pandemic. Peace. Reverend Stephen Breck Reid, Ph.D.